settles in.
The dogs have settled with him. Oh, look at my hair.
We're just talking about Camper Van Kevin, who we watched in America. He's got three Yorkies, which he's had for quite a long time, and he's rescued another little Yorkie recently. And we were just talking about how amazingly it's been accepted by the other three, and it's settled in really well.
He's
hasn't it?
settled in, hasn't he? He's not trying to run away around,
No.
and he comes when he's called. And,
Yeah.
But he ain't got a voice yet.
Yeah, it gives them all a voice. They're supposed to
three.
talk, the other three. But yeah, they all have a different voice, which I find, don't know how he does that, because
No.
it took a lot of doing, having three different voices for three different dogs. But he ain't given new one a voice.
As yet.
No.
And he needs some work done on his teeth. Because Kevin thinks that when he's chewing things, you know, little toys and things, that he shakes his head as though his teeth are hurting him. So I think he's made an appointment, but he hasn't been yet. So we're just saying that, won't we?
Yeah, he lives in, he's got a plot of land in Arizona. And he's put a little tiny house on it.
Yeah.
And
He
then,
doesn't use it much, does he?
well, he's been down in Phoenix for worst of weather.
Yeah.
Because where he is, near Sholo, they get snow in the winter. So he goes down to Phoenix. Phoenix is red hot in the summer. It's incredibly hot, like 110. You know,
He goes and stays with Felix.
he goes and stays with Felix in the winter. And Felix lives in a house. And then in the summer he comes back up to his own land, where he's got this tiny house and a massive array of solar panels. And water tanks, septic tank, and electricity. He's got a lot on
The
there.
garage as well.
Garage, yeah. So he's just gone back.
Yeah, people come and stay with him, don't they? Because
During summer.
he's got lots of little spaces for people to come and stay.
Yeah, in the vans.
In the vans, so they do.
Yeah.
Apparently he's just bought another bit of property further up from him as
I
well.
think he's quite wealthy.
Must have enough money anyway, won't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about Kevin. What else have you got to tell us, dear?
Oh, well,
You haven't
yesterday.
brought your notebook.
No, I haven't, because I haven't written out in it.
All right.
Yesterday, what a palaver. You'd think, I mean, I've been using Clayton's garage to have my car serviced for, about 3 years now? You know, after the palaver I went through at Yeadon Motors with them. And I found Clayton's, and well, I think they've been all right. I'm not sure what, I mean, I had to have the AA out, didn't I, recently? And he said that they hadn't, when they'd put a new fuel filter in, they hadn't screwed the housing back on right. So he had to take it off and put it back on properly. Did the AA bloke. So that was a mistake. Well, I rang him yesterday thinking I need the cam belt changing. So I rang him yesterday fully expecting to just simply book it in to get it done. I rang him and they said, oh, I don't know if we've got the tools to do that. I thought, the garage got the tools? She went away. She said, just hang on a minute. She come back. She says, no, I'm sorry, we haven't got the tools. I says, you mean you can't change a timing belt? no, we can't. We can service it, she says. I says, you can service it, but you can't change my timing belt. She says, no. I says, are you still Clayton's? You haven't changed hands? Oh, she says, no. Oh, okay, thank you very much. So, what do I do now? So I've done something I've never done before. We're breaking new ground. We're going where no man has gone before. Again. So I've run Click Mechanic. Never done it before. And they're like an agency, aren't they? And you register yourself with them. And they give you a quote. I asked for a quote for doing the timing belt and the full service. I expected it to be about £800. Because I want the water pump doing as well. Which I'm told you should always have done when you have the timing belt changed. Anyway, I got a quote for the timing belt doing and a water pump fitting at the same time and a full service. £697. I thought that were all right. So I accepted the quote and so they said, we'll find you a mechanic. Okay, so by about tea time last night, I got an email from them to say, we found you a mechanic. And they gave me the name and all the details about the mechanic, how long he's been doing it, and, you know, the qualifications.
It sounded good.
And all the reviews that they've had. Sounded all right. And that they'd come and collect the van and bring it back. All for the price. Very good. Until I checked where they were. And they're right in the middle of Bradford. So I contacted them and I said that I believe my van will incur the ULEZ charges. Is that true? And they emailed me back and they said yes, it would. So I cancelled it. I said I do not want to pay. I protest about these ULEZ charges. I object to them. So on principle, I am not prepared to pay. As far as I'm concerned, I'm never going into Bradford again. If they want to introduce these ULEZ charges, then so be it. So that bloke has lost a customer. And I hope he contacts Bradford City Council and lets them know.
That he lost a job because of...
Yeah. Anyway, I've had an email from them this morning to say that they've cancelled that appointment and taken into consideration that I do not wish to go into Bradford or be charged where there's any ULEZ charges. And we'll take that into consideration when we find you a new mechanic. So I thank them for the cooperation and I'm waiting to hear from them. Well, they sound pretty good. So, well, the reviews have been pretty good. People who have used them.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. So they find you a mechanic in your area and...
They can either come and do it where you live or they take it to a garage. But I think a timing belt change is a bit of a
job.
A bridge too far to do in your own. I think they really need to take it back to a garage, don't they? To do a job like that. I think it's a bit of a big job.
I don't know whether all these mechanics work from a garage or whether some of them just work privately from their own homes and go to other people's houses. Or what?
I think they do. I think they send different mechanics depending on the job. I think if it's a job like changing a tyre or doing your brakes or a service, they'll send a mechanic to do it as long as you're not outside of a main road. They'll do it where you live.
You couldn't do it here.
You couldn't do it here. Well, they could do it in the storage,
Yeah, but not on the main road.
Not a cam belt change, I don't think.
Right.
I think it's too big a job.
Right.
Yeah, but they could have done a service, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the service? I think it were 190 something for the service.
Oh, right.
Something like 500 and something for cam belt change and 190 something, I think, per service, something like that.
Wow. And I wore him to a frazzle yesterday.
Oh.
I'm sorry to say. Poor little thing.
I sure discovered how 4 flights of stairs can affect you, because in Tracy's bedroom upstairs
really,
in the attic, she's got a light that's not working. So, not being too au fait with electrics, I wasn't prepared to investigate it without turning the electric off. And the switch for turning all the electrics on and off is down here, where we are in the kitchen, which is in the basement. So, so I kept having to come all the way down to the basement to turn the electric off. I went upstairs and took the light switch off, and I did find a loose wire in the switch. So I fixed the loose wire.
That's what it was.
Switched it back on, come down to the basement, went back up, switched it on. Believe it or not, the light still didn't work. Can you believe it? So I come back down and switched it back off, went back up, and I had to take the light fitting down, which I did.
He stood on a little step ladder that's only 2 steps. He stood on his tiptoes like this.
Yeah.
And
it was painful. It was very painful.
It was.
I was stood on my toes, reaching up with a screwdriver to undo this. And when I got it down, it was hung down at wires. And I thought, right, all the wires were connected, there were no loose wires. So I knew that Tracy had one of these testers downstairs. So I had to come down into the basement to turn it back on, turn the power back on, come up to the next floor to get the tester, go up into the attic, test it, and it was live. So all the wires, all the power is going to the light fitting. How did work that out? We've got bulbs, spare bulbs, took the bulbs out, put some bulbs in. No. So eventually come back downstairs into the basement, turned it back off, went back upstairs again into the top, and started taking the light fitting to bits. I had to unscrew it from the wires
bring it down.
to get it down and down on the ground and have a look at it. Took these covers off, and the wires, everything was all right. Couldn't find anything wrong with the fitting.
But inside there's like a little pot thing on bottom, and you didn't go into that, did you? Because it looked complicated.
Sealed, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked sealed, didn't it? Complicated. So we think it's something in there that's gone, don't we? Because obviously power's getting to top of it, but not getting into the light fitting.
So then I had the job of reconnecting it and then screwing it back up to the ceiling.
He was struggling so much, he needed to be a bit higher. So we dragged a coffee table from the side of Tracy's bed over, but the thing is it had a glass top. So we had to put something over the glass so that it could stand on it.
It was
but I think it was tough on glass.
Yeah, it was
Slightly
tough on
higher.
glass. It wasn't a great deal higher, but it was a little bit higher.
Mm.
Oh,
But it meant you could stand flat rather than be on your tiptoes.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Oh, but it was struggling.
I was in agony, holding this lamp, trying to get this screw into this little hole on my, well, I was still on my tiptoes. Oh. Anyway, we eventually got it screwed back up again.
Yeah.
So I had to tell Tracy I couldn't fix it. It looks like it needs a new light fitting. And I tried to fix Ernie's light. It's dodgy. And she'd taken one off. This is a new one that she's bought. So I had a look at the old light, because it's the same as the new one, to see how the connector, where the bulb goes in, usually you can unscrew them and have a look inside, see if the wires are all right. You couldn't. You couldn't do it. So
she's going to get a new bulb.
I think they're poorly made, them lamps.
I don't know whether it's lamp bulbs,
there's something,
but she says it's bulbs.
It's something, it's the fitting, it's the lamp fitting. It's not really well made.
And they're not cheap. I think they're about £18 a piece, these bulbs.
Bulbs.
Yeah, and she just changed both of the lights in Ernie's thing when we were away.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be going.
Costs a fortune, these bulbs.
Yeah.
It's coming on, but you have to kind of touch it, move it a bit and to make it come on.
I sat under there without a light
Was it?
this morning. Thinking, why aren't I getting warm?
So
I just touched it a tiny bit and it did come on.
The cards are not here, are they?
Oh, no.
Our Tracy, she was showing us, do you know, she's on the quiet, our Tracy is an amazing person. I mean, I know I'm biased, she's my daughter, but...
Other people acknowledge it.
She's always, do you know, she got a card from a jury, some jurors, the whole of the jury.
She'd had them 7 weeks.
Yeah, 7 weeks they'd been on a case. And they'd given her a card and they'd all signed it.
Yeah.
And put a Marks and Spencer's token in it for her. Saying how she'd made the whole thing bearable. An unbearable thing, bearable. And it wasn't that long ago that she got £100 from... where was that from?
It was from a manager.
Her manager.
Well,
because yes, she has to. If the juror gets called up to do jury service and they've got some kind of
problem,
yeah, you know, if they're disabled or
they're diabetic,
they're diabetic and various problems.
Autistic.
They have a system, and our Tracy, she does that. She looks after all that side of things. And she really digs her heels in for them. You know, when they put things in place and Tracy's not satisfied.
Yeah, like the chap with the wheelchair who couldn't get to disabled toilets.
She stands up for them and she says, no, this is not adequate. And she won't back down. She pushes the system to change the system to favour these disabled jurors. And she's had some...
good reviews.
And thanks from
Yeah.
service. She's must be amazing. Really, well, she is really.
She does. I mean, she helps us with things. And
she helps us. She helps Trudy.
Oh.
Lends her a car. Oh, the things she don't do for other people.
I know. Yeah.
You've got to say it. You know.
Yeah.
She's amazing, really.
Yeah. I mean, Trudy had a car yesterday, so Tracy had to come home from work on bus.
So Trudy could have a car.
For her to go to work.
Yeah.
Well, she were going to pick it up from Trudy's, wasn't she? She was going to go on bus to pick it up from Trudy's. But Trudy got a message saying that she had to go into work instead of doing her work on computer. So it was a good job she had Tracy's car.
She's never got, because she's waiting for a car. She's waiting for a new car, is Trudy.
It's been ages.
It's been ages. This Baltimore Bridge, the volume of stuff that comes out of that port is absolutely mind-boggling. And apparently it's going to have a right knock-on effect, they say. Because there's cars, different makes of cars come out of there by the thousands. And apparently liquid gas comes out of there and all.
This boat just ploughed into this bridge, didn't it?
It had a power failure.
Yeah.
They had to send a mayday. Unfortunately, they closed the bridge. When they got a mayday, they closed the bridge.
That were good of them, weren't
Yeah,
they?
there were only 2 cars on the bridge when it collapsed. But there were 4 workmen mending potholes on it, and they're missing. Yeah.
Everybody on boat were accounted for, weren't they?
Yeah, there's no injuries on the boat, although it were full of containers. It were a container ship, and a load of them fell into sea.
Oh, did they? Right.
Oh, I knocked a load of them into sea at front.
Wow.
Yeah.
Floating about.
It's a good job. That mayday made them close bridge, because there'd have been more people on that bridge if they hadn't shut it.
Yeah. Just 2 cars on there, weren't there?
Yeah.
Don't know whether there's any
One of them's
survivors.
all right, and one of them's serious injuries in hospital.
Right.
So that's it. That's news from Life on the Run for today, folks.
That table that Trevor was standing on in Tracy's bedroom, I knew it were all right to stand on, and I knew it were toughened glass because David had made them, hadn't he?
Did he make them?
He made them 2 little tables.
Did he?
Yeah, like that one in there.
Oh,
At the side of settee, he made that. Yeah.
Wow.
And I knew he'd used toughened glass.
He's amazing,
And
brilliant.
Frame.
He's not just a joiner, he's a cabinet maker and all. He's absolutely top drawers, David.
So that's how I knew you could stand on it.
Oh, well, anything David
makes, he always makes it stronger than it should.
Belt and braces bloke is David, yeah. Fantastic joiner.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, folks.
We'll let you go.
We'll let you go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.